What if two unbeaten champions collide not for glory, but to settle who truly rules MMA's pound-for-pound scene? Islam Makhachev has built an iron empire on top control and championship poise, while Ilia Topuria storms through divisions with devastating precision and unbeaten fury. One suffocates with steely pressure, the other can end battles in a heartbeat. The question hanging over every fight fan, who sets the tone first, and who breaks the mold forever?
Islam's fucking huge. He's a threat everywhere. He's big, dude.
Yeah.
When I interview him in the cage afterwards, I'm always like, how?
Really?
How are you 155?
Yeah.
How? He's thick as f***. He's got a giant back.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of guys, he's just got this leverage. He's big. That's about as big as you can get and keep doing that. He could do everything. He knocked down Oliveira. He had Oliveira in real trouble. The Volkanovski head kick, though, and it was also the way he set it up. He kept kicking to the body. Oh, my God.
I think people just assume that all he's going to do is wrestle. But then when you see him go in there and outstrike somebody's strike, he even boxed with Poirier.
He is the truth. I was always impressed with him. Islam is scary standing up. In the beginning of his career, he was really good at wrestling, not as good at standing up, but now he's just as good at standing up. His striking has leveled up significantly. Like his striking is much, much better than it was when he was younger. He's a threat everywhere. When he knocked out Volk with that high kick, if I was in Volk's corner, I would say, no,
I know.
You're not taking it. You've been f***ing drinking beer and eating kebabs. There's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days notice. Because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight, loses a decision. Super close fight with the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, 10 pounds up. Everybody's like, Volk might be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And then he takes that fight on 10 days notice, gets head kicked. And then he comes into the fight with Topuria, 4 months later or something like that? Compromised, clearly. You got head kicked, shin to the dome, stopped, unconscious. And then you've got to fight the scariest boxer in the division, and you get knocked out. You know, and so then this big slide.
I think that was his biggest mistake, right?
Huge mistake.
You just want to do
two mistakes. One, you don't fight Islam on 10 days notice. That just doesn't make any sense. That's crazy. He's so hard to beat. He's so good. He's as good as he's the most complete fighter on the roster. When you KO Volkanovski like that, and then you choke out Dustin Poirier like that guy, that's the full thing, right? He can head kick you. He could strike with you and knock out Glacier T-Bow with one shot standing. You know, he can knock you out, like, legitimately. And he can still strangle you. And he can still smother you. It's the perfect combination. That is such a crazy strategy. You're outmanning every guy you fight. Just out-grappling him, out-striking him. Most people try to be like a specialist. Right?
Exactly. A lot of those really good grappler guys, they're strong, definitely, but they're really strong at closing up all of the space. I feel like there's two types of being strong in grappling. There's being strong in I don't let you move me. And then there's strong in I get to move you really good. And the good guys get to do both. But those types of guys like the Islams, they do both really good.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev sits at the summit of MMA's lightweight hierarchy. With a pro record of 27-1, he reigns supreme at 155 pounds, defending his UFC lightweight title 4 times and racking up a 15-fight win streak matching elite figures like Khabib and Usman. His style is technical dominance. Elite wrestling, suffocating top control, and submissions earned him Submission of the Year honors and multiple performance bonuses. He beat elite names, Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski twice, and Dustin Poirier, often by finish, signaling total control inside the cage. At UFC 311, he set new records by defending his title again in just over 4 minutes with a Darce choke on Renato Moicano, surpassing Khabib for the most lightweight title defenses in UFC history. Even after vacating the lightweight belt earlier in 2025, Makhachev now pursues welterweight gold against Jack Della Maddalena in November at Madison Square Garden, a bold move that keeps his sights on greatness while leaving the door open for a future clash with Ilia Topuria.
Ilia, ¿y a Islam Makhachev se la darías en caso de que pierda en el welter y quisiera bajar otra vez al ligero?
Si pierde no le doy nada. Si pierde nada. Entonces que se ponga en la cola.
Ilia Topuria's ascent through MMA has been nothing short of dazzling. Undefeated at 17-0, this Georgian-Spanish phenom jumped from featherweight to lightweight and became one of only 10 multi-division UFC champs. He first made waves by knocking out Alexander Volkanovski in early 2024 to claim the featherweight belt, ending Volkanovski's 4-year reign with precise ferocity. He then defended that title by stopping Max Holloway in the 3rd round at UFC 308, handing Holloway his first ever knockout loss and earning yet another bonus performance award. The crescendo came at UFC 317 on June 29, 2025. Topuria faced ex-champ Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight belt and fulfilled his prediction, KOing De Bronx in 2:27 of round 1 with a thunderous right hand and follow-up left hook. He'd moved up from featherweight, relinquished that belt in February, and went on to dominate Oliveira, entering MMA history as a 2-division champion in stunning fashion. The victory vaulted him to number 1 in UFC pound-for-pound rankings, overtaking Makhachev, further amplifying the hype for their inevitable collision. Speculation around a showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria has roiled the MMA world. The drama ramped up as Makhachev vacated his lightweight title to pursue welterweight glory, prompting Topuria to call him out loudly, dismissing him as opportunistic and overstated in his own legacy. Makhachev responded coldly, accusing Topuria of being a loudmouth who avoided top competition at 145 while he cleaned out the list at lightweight. Inside the UFC, voices like Michael Bisping and Dana White call it the next inevitable super fight, noting that promotional angles and limited clear contenders feed perfectly into the narrative. Fans on Reddit and other forums are dissecting every detail: size, pacing, the logic of each climb, even whether Topuria is ducking Arman Tsarukyan. One trend reflects genuine concern. He gives up when forced to pressure, and Topuria's avoidance of Tsarukyan drew sharp criticism from analysts who see parallels to John Jones's controversial avoidance of Aspinall. All this chatter has turned the saga around the actual fight into a compelling subplot of its own. At its core, this potential fight is a gritty clash of contrasting styles. Islam Makhachev is built on suffocating pressure, crushing wrestling, elite cardio, seamless transitions, and calm control in top position. His takedown defense is near perfect at over 90.9%, and his striking accuracy sits around 59.5%, making him a precision grappling and striking machine. He thrives when he drags opponents into his rhythm, forcing them to fight within his suffocating structure. His resume shows finishes against Oliveira, Volkanovski, and Poirier, figures known for danger on the feet, but never free from Makhachev's grip. In stark contrast, Topuria is all about timing and explosion. His hands land lightning fast. His combinations snap heads back, and he finishes fights before they can breathe. Within 25 minutes of cage time, he has knocked out 3 legends, Volkanovski, Holloway, and Oliveira, cementing himself not just as a striker, but as a menace in multiple weight classes. If he lands early, the fight might be over almost before Makhachev's pressure game starts. But if Makhachev controls the rhythm and drags the fight down, Topuria's power could be neutralized. The central question: who sets the tone first, and which approach holds when muscle meets magic, now sits at the heart of their clash: legacy. With Topuria dethroning Makhachev in the pound-for-pound rankings after UFC 317, stakes intensified. Topuria's KO of Oliveira not only earned him a 2nd division belt, but also the top spot in UFC rankings, stirring debate about who's truly the best fighter going forward. In response, Makhachev framed the ranking shift as a marketing ploy meant to sell their potential fight. He said he's open, but only after he claims the welterweight title. Analysts like Henry Cejudo and Khabib's camp believe that if Islam wins at 170 and Topuria holds his crown at 155, the fight could define a generation, even eclipsing fights like Jones versus Aspinall in significance. Dana White has hinted that the timing makes sense once Islam captures welterweight gold. Many insiders expect the bout to land in 2026, potentially becoming the marquee event of that year, thanks to legacy implications, stylistic contrast, and promotional appetite. This matchup could change how modern MMA is discussed. If Islam steps back down after winning at 170 and defeats Topuria, it adds another layer to his legacy, proof that strategy, size, and championship IQ can overcome explosive power. He'd cement his status as one of the most complete fighters ever. But if Topuria continues his finish streak and takes out a long-reigning champion of Makhachev's caliber, he elevates himself beyond the knockout artist tag into legitimate GOAT territory. Fans and media already frame this as the ultimate matchup: control versus chaos, Methodical precision versus electric finishing, legacy versus momentum. Makhachev's record mentions 4 lightweight title finishes, tying the division record and earning him unprecedented efficiency in title bouts. Meanwhile, Topuria's rise through 2 divisions via scratches, knockouts, and charisma make him a prime candidate for all-time impact. When they collide, assuming the fight finally comes, it might be less about belts and more about who defines modern MMA excellence. And that's exactly why the UFC needs to make it happen while relevance is at its peak. This isn't just another title bout. It's a defining moment. If Islam returns from welterweight and snatches another belt, he reinforces his legacy as modern MMA's anchor. Methodical, strategic, dominant. But if Topuria continues his trajectory, he may rewrite history by knocking out legends in 2 divisions, possibly even becoming the first triple champ in UFC lore. Dana White has hinted this could be the fight of the decade if Islam wins the welterweight crown. Both fighters are not only undefeated champions, they are stylistic opposites, dividing fans and analysts alike. As one Redditor pointed out, Ilia can absolutely win, but if he thinks he's going to the ground to submit Islam, he's going to regret it. The stakes are crystal clear. Control versus chaos, championship resume versus explosive knockout artistry, legacy versus momentum. When the dust settles, whoever comes out on top may not just win a belt, but seize the entire narrative of modern MMA.